Hello and welcome to the Kopala TV main news. We get straight into the headlines for today. Malaria cases on the Copper Belt rise. Stakeholders call for increased awareness on cancer. Civil society grouping accuses mine unions of not ably representing miners. And HH denies owning land in controversial Lusaka Forest number 27. Join us after this. To present the Kopala TV main news in detail, my name is Wabwila Musongole. Malaria cases on the Copper Belt are on the increase. According to the Ministry of Health, the region records over 1 million malaria cases annually. Helen Mwandila has the rest of the details in the following report.
Cases of malaria on the Copper Belt are on the rise. Out of 3 million malaria cases that Zambia records annually, 1 million of the recorded cases are from the Copper Belt. According to the Ministry of Health, over 2 million people in the region are at risk. Pregnant women and children under the age of 5 are most vulnerable. Copper Belt Provincial Health Director Robert Zulu says there's need for strengthened advocacy and resource mobilization to foster government's plan of eliminating domestic transmissions of malaria by 2021. Dr. Zulu was speaking at the Copper Belt Sub-National End Malaria Council First meeting in Dola.
Malaria is a very big problem. It's a problem for the country, it's a problem for the sub-region, it's a problem for the whole world. It's very important that we need to realize that malaria is not a Ministry of Health problem. It's a problem for all of us. It's a problem for all the sectors. It's high time that we realize that malaria can only end with me. And that's a slogan that the Ministry of Health is using. Malaria ends with me. For malaria to end with me, we need to partner with everyone. All the community leaders, all the stakeholders that are here, plus the ones who are not here, should take it upon themselves and play a part in ending malaria. To emphasize the unity, the advocacy that is required for us to put our efforts together so that we can end malaria. It's possible to end malaria by 2021. If we put hands together, if we join our resources, our voices together, we should be able to end malaria.
Copper Belt Permanent Secretary Brighton Only says malaria is a major threat to Zambia from achieving its socio-economic agenda. He has urged the Sub-National End Malaria Council to remain resilient in its work of complementing government's efforts to ending malaria.
I look forward to the Sub-National End Malaria Council achieving its mandate as follows. Number 1, action and accountability. Take action to implement or otherwise support the National Malaria Elimination Strategy and or hold responsible parties accountable for implementation. Number 2, resource mobilization. Undertake innovative financing to mobilize domestic resources to close the existing funding gap and pursue a broad multi-source strategy for mobilizing resources. May I reaffirm government's commitment that we always endeavor to work with all of you. We need to fight this. We are going to be firm and solid to make sure that we participate in ending malaria, particularly here on the Copper Belt. Let us work together.
The achievement of national socio-economic agenda is centered on health for citizens, which is a fundamental pillar for human capital development. Helen Mwandila, Kopala TV News, in Dola.
Zambia Cancer Society Executive Director Undi Soko says there is need to have a strong support system to lighten the burden of cancer patients. Ms. Soko says family, friends, and employers should provide financial support to patients so as to help them survive the ordeal. Ms. Soko, who was diagnosed with breast cancer in the year 2002, said this during the high-level private sector engagement meeting on breast cancer in Lusaka.
I started my cancer journey in 2002, so I would say this year I'm clocking 18 years of survivorship. I read somewhere that you can also do self-breast examination. So over time, I used to check my breast. And then one day, I discovered a lump in my breast. I went to see a doctor who said that they needed to take out the breast for testing. I didn't believe him because he didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. So I went to see another doctor and another doctor and another doctor. I saw 4 doctors before I actually decided to have the lump removed for testing. Initially, I was told that it was just fatty tissue after the lump was removed. After some time, it grew back. It was removed. This time, I was told that the results were not conclusive. After that, then it grew back aggressively, and by the time I had the breast removed, it was just one big lump.
And fashion icon and founder of Fashion Week and Afro Multimedia, Karen Nakawala, has encouraged women not to be scared to screen for both cervical and breast cancer.
Simply say all protocols observed. My name is Karen, and yes, I'm a survivor. I think my story is more or less similar to Wanga's, except I think I'm still going through what she went through, because I only finished treatment in September last year. So it is an ongoing process for me, and like she says, the first time that you're told you've got cancer, I think your world just freezes. You know, you just like in this ice cube, and the first thing you think about is death. And if you've got children, you start thinking, what's going to happen to my children? But fortunately, I think I was very lucky because the doctors that attended to me at CDH were so kind, and they saw me through the process. They counseled me, and they told me, you know what, 90% of treatment for this disease is actually your attitude. If you have a positive attitude in anything in life, and that I have come to believe, you will get through. So I did my chemotherapy, I did my radiation, and yes, I still have my hair. Because everybody, that's the first thing they asked me when I told them I was going through treatment. How come your hair didn't fall? So I'm like, well, yeah. And sometimes it also depends on the type of treatment that you receive. So like Wanga says, it's very important that all the ladies, you take time out to go and get screened.
A civil society grouping has urged mine unions to stand in for miners so that they can have decent work. Vincent Lengwe, who is from the non-governmental organization Publish What You Pay, says miners are being looked down on despite being the people that are making the country go forward in terms of development. Mr. Lengwe has implored mine unions to address the plight of miners so that miners benefit from their work. Mr. Lengwe observes that the high taxation has crippled most employees in the country as workers are being overtaxed. He said this during a community hall meeting in Kitwe organized by the Zambia Council for Social Development and Oxfam.
That's why by union, Banumau, Bamus, Gemo Mulimuno, Mutafeko, because one of the ways they push inequality, you will never a bomba, a machito, salary barepoka, but just CTR, Balapata basic needs basket. Muresango Kobat, having a salary is very full, that they can about basic needs basket. Basic needs basket, ni pia kaya kwa tukudi ila mofie. Tabari ni mpesho kule saving a bank. Matama tabari fshaka. Okay, government na yeshaka. Valando kwa batoka bale kula 3,300. Tatwakula Mr. Tax, but still more. That is not enough.
Fear has gripped Ndola residents owing to suspected ritual killings that have been reported in some parts of the Copper Belt. Helen Mwandila has the rest of the details in the following report.
Reports of suspected ritual killings in Kitwe and Chingola districts have caused panic among members of the public in most Copper Belt towns. In Ndola, residents are not freely conducting their business and are living in fear. Their fear has been worsened with video images circulating on social media allegedly linked to suspected ritualists.
Tatulera mu mahanda umweso tukura cheshafye muleroresha mulanto wa mweso achibale ipale akalira nangu nikakoswe nikukura ndachini ababene nabese.
11-year-old Gift Naminga says though the rumors have not been confirmed by police, going to school is now a nightmare as she fears for her life.
Tonzi batupa tulebeshi babaleyipaya balina baleyingirira manda atibayipaya balengera na manda bayipaya bonse nangu ati bakonkonshe chibi chayisukire chine bamipaya bonse.
The residents have an appeal to security agencies.
Tulerombako n'abapoliisi bonse bapange gaji muno munandikane muzambya mu mweso teki tulekyula kwakiri ku Kongo mu kyalo fimbitamu abapiisi muno muzambya baranda ati ni Christian nation nomba Christian nation iri pesa tapani so tulerombako fye batata wesu ba president wesu bakitepo kimu ikyalo kyesu kitepo kimu efe tulekabirako
tatuteminwawe so tulefafe okuteka obutulolekeshepo batume abakuchingirira tuirofye mewo shabana besu tuirofye mewo shabafyashu besu n'abalupa lwesu.
Meanwhile, Kopala Police Commissioner Charity Katanga has maintained that the reports of the ritual killings are false. She adds that investigations into the matter are still ongoing.
Police are not happy about what is happening. We can assure you we are doing everything possible. You will be seeing us changing strategies just to close in on the accused person. There can be suspects here and there, but we cannot reveal for security reasons or the like. But once everything is ironed up, we can come up and say, okay, this is what we have done. Nangutatuvekete, you give us time. I'm warning those who like inciting, even on WhatsApp groups and other social media, under the guise of saying police are not protecting them, to incite people, to demonstrate, to cause public disorder. And the others even go further to say, tukachitashani twakulaleta nimboko shinangu kwa befi kwati ba police bamwipe ndero na ba police bambingata mwishibe na ubene balakulwa kuli fifini. We are going to ensure that we use maximum force. Papa ngani pa police te pa kwesha no kwisa nde musokera chalimu ile nchendo ile ate yakulanda tinga kwa befi arubana baisa even the mourners to say yo twala chitefi umwaka kontoka pofya muru so nga mrefu ayo mtende. Let's follow law and order.
Reports of suspected ritual killers has seen residents in Chingola and Kitu riot. Police have since deployed 150 officers in the mining district of Chingola to keep vigil of the area. Helen Mondela, Kopala TV News, Ndola.
In case you have just tuned in, you're watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us after the break. Samaria Limited is a versatile company dedicated to meeting every need any of our customers may have. With us, you're guaranteed to have a pleasant and easy shopping experience with the best returns for your money's worth. We guarantee the best customer service in addition to the finest quality beverages at affordable prices. We have all your hardware requirements, from roofing sheets, wiring, piping, and much more. At Samaria Limited, we believe in good workmanship. Working well with one another is what gets our job done. Stationery is an essential. Whether it's a pencil for your personal drawings and designs, or a roll of paper for the company printer, we've got you covered. We stock various brands simply for your preference. We have an Airtel booth within our premises with airtime ready and available for all customers. We also offer Airtel Money services for easy money transactions and efficient clerks to attend to you, ensuring a fast and smooth procedure. If you're in need of any electronics, our store should be your go-to. with appliances ranging from household specifics to industrial commodities such as generators and inverters. If you need it, we have it. Our wholesale store stocks the best quality in food and other products, including cleaning necessities. And above all, our affordable prices ensure that you know how much we value you. You can find Samario Limited along President Avenue North, opposite Zambia Railways in Ndola, or call us on 0212 613 336 or 0212 619 992. Samaria Limited, your one-stop center for all you need.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonse bana mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
Welcome back. Opposition UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema says he does not own land in the controversial Lusaka Forest number 27. Mr. Hichilema says, contrary to assertions by Lands Minister Jean Kapata that he is a beneficiary of land in the forest area, Mr. Hichilema says he has never at any given point owned land there. Mr. Hichilema says the land housing his apartment in Lusaka is not part of Forest number 27, adding that he legally followed the right procedure in acquiring his land. He said that the Lands Minister should apologize to him for alleging before the floor of Parliament that he has benefited from Forest number 27. The UPND leader said this on a private radio station in Lusaka.
To start taking steps now to walk away from this clique in PF that is benefiting. The corrupt, those who are building in Forest 27. Mm-hmm. Mind you, McFarlane, I don't have a plot in Forest 27. Okay. Jean Kapata lied.
asked you that question.
Jean Kapata lied. And I mean, she owes me an apology. If she has some civility in her, she owes me an apology. Right? I don't have a plot in Forest 27. Where my house is, I bought that plot 20 years ago. I bought it. I didn't get given like they are giving themselves. One of them is given. They are giving themselves, including to given. Given. Yeah? I don't get given these plots myself. Right, just hang on a little bit. I bought that plot 20 years ago. The records are there at Lands. I bought it. It was never Forest 27. And I watched her tell lies in Parliament. The Speaker should have protected me.
Former Finance Minister Felix Mutati has advised government to be careful in handling the impasse between ZESCO Limited and the Copperbelt Energy Corporation, CEC. The two firms are embroiled in a commercial standoff over the renewal of the bulk power supply agreement that the two firms have run since the year 1997. Mr. Mutati says the impasse, if left unchecked, might erode investor confidence in Zambia. ZESCO Limited has announced that it will not renew the bulk power supply agreement with CEC. The bulk power supply agreement between the two firms elapses on March 31st, 2020. Under the bulk power supply agreement, CEC has been supplying power to the mines and selected areas of the Copper Belt.
My suggestion to the Minister of Energy is one that we need to put in new interim power supply agreements as we resolve the impasse. In the interim, we need to complete what is called the cost of service study. That will be able to define the margins that the players in the sector must be able to harvest, because everybody must take something. That should also be able to anchor the security of supply and remove the uncertainty, particularly for the mining sector. That should be able to inject confidence, investor confidence, for all the players in the mining sector. We have enough problems. We don't want to begin 2020 with an unwanted problem. For me, it's a matter that can be resolved. It is not insurmountable. It just requires people sitting around the table and creating a solution, a sustainable solution in the power sector. We already have challenges in the supply of power to the customer. We can't, on top of those problems that we've got, also put an additional problem that creates uncertainty in the industry, but also to the final consumer, which is the mining sector.
And finally, in political news, the leader of the NDC, Chishimba Kambwili, has urged police to immediately release Chingola-based pastor Joseph Kajila. Dr. Kambwili says the arrest of Bishop Kajila amounts to intimidation. Bishop Kajila, who is Life Gospel Cathedral Ministries owner, was nabbed by police for allegedly making inciting remarks, fueling anger and fear on both radio and his Facebook page. Bishop Kajila is said to have blamed the police service for not bringing ritual killers in Chingola to book.
I am extremely disappointed to hear that one bishop by the name of Bishop Kajila of Chingola has been arrested by police for telling the citizens of Chingola that we must pray for these ritual killings, and obviously warning the people to be careful with their movements. This is disappointing and an intimidation on the citizenry. I have said, and I want to say it again, that my sister, Mrs. Katanga, the Commissioner of Police, must be serious with what she does. The mere fact that people are saying there is ritual killing, and she's saying there is no ritual killing, she starts arresting those people that are warning people to be careful. Just last night, one family in Chingola of Chilufia and the husband, a pastor, were attacked, and they found that they had put the chemical in the house, and they were attended to at Nchanga General Hospital this morning. Why should Pastor Kajila and his two sons be arrested and transported all the way from Chingola to be detained in Kitu? This is unfair. I think we need to be serious. I'm appealing to the Minister of Home Affairs to quickly direct Mrs. Katanga to release Pastor Kajila and provide security for the people of Chingola. Stop intimidating the Zambians. Provide leadership. Provide security.
In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us after this. Samaria Limited is a versatile company dedicated to meeting every need any of our customers may have. With us, you're guaranteed to have a pleasant and easy shopping experience with the best returns for your money's worth. We guarantee the best customer service in addition to the finest quality beverages at affordable prices. We have all your hardware requirements, from roofing sheets, wiring, piping, and much more. At Samaria Limited, we believe in good workmanship. Working well with one another is what gets our job done. Stationery is an essential. Whether it's a pencil for your personal drawings and designs, or a roll of paper for the company printer, we've got you covered. We stock various brands simply for your preference. We have an Airtel booth within our premises with airtime ready and available for all customers. We also offer Airtel Money services for easy money transactions and efficient clerks to attend to you, ensuring a fast and smooth procedure. If you're in need of any electronics, our store should be your go-to. with appliances ranging from household specifics to industrial commodities such as generators and inverters. If you need it, we have it. Our wholesale store stocks the best quality in food and other products, including cleaning necessities. And above all, our affordable prices ensure that you know how much we value you. You can find Samario Limited along President Avenue North, opposite Zambia Railways in Ndola, or call us on 0212 613 336 or 0212 619 992. Samario Limited, your one-stop center for all you need.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
Welcome back, and now for international news. Thousands of Iraqis have taken to the streets in protest to demand the leave of the United States forces. The protests have been necessitated following the Iranian drone attack on the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad on the 31st of December 2019. We monitored the BBC for this report.
Well, I've seen tens of thousands of protesters, as you say, Tim, streaming to the gathering point from the early hours of the morning. Many of them were carrying Iraqi national flags, others are wearing white shrouds. That, of course, is the symbol of sadness. It was a largely peaceful march, but when you spoke to some of the protesters, their anger towards America, you could really sense it. One man said to me, "We hope that Donald Trump is listening. American troops need to leave the country. If they don't leave the country," he said, "then we'll step it up."
How much of this is a power play by Muqtada al-Sadr? If you think back to 2003, he led the Mahdi army against US forces, but he still wields huge political power now, doesn't he, in modern day Iraq?
Huge influence. He's a hugely influential Shia cleric. He's also a populist politician, if you like, and he's a man who can bring tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands onto the streets. It's interesting, with this march, he has shown his political hand. He has swung behind the growing anti-American sentiment in Iraq following the assassination of Qasem Soleimani, the top Iranian general, and he says that all American forces need to go. So I think what it will do is pile yet more pressure on the Iraqi government. The voices calling for American forces to leave are growing louder. But there are other voices, quieter voices, who actually want the Americans to stay. Some of them are Kurds in the north or Sunnis in the country, and the reason they want the Americans to stay is to keep a break on Shia populists, a bit like Muqtada al-Sadr, Shia militias, because they believe that they're ungoverned and they've got rampant power in the country. And then let's not forget the fight against the so-called Islamic State. America has been pivotal in that fight, and the feeling is that if American forces pull out of this country, IS could well stage a resurgence again.
Still in foreign news, more cities are being subjected to the no-travel restrictions handed to the Chinese city of Wuhan. The travel ban is as a result of an increased death toll caused by the coronavirus. We monitored the BBC once again.
Well, it's a very strange Chinese New Year's Eve, that's for sure. This is the most important night of the year for Chinese people, and yet the streets in most Chinese cities are very quiet. Many people don't want to leave their homes for fear of contracting this virus. Those who are coming out into the streets are pretty much all wearing face masks to stop them from passing it on, or from hopefully lessen the chance of them catching this sickness. In Beijing, everybody from Wuhan who enters the city, whether they have a temperature or not, now has to go into quarantine for 14 days. Now, they can do that at home, but they have to regularly report in to have their health checked. And this just gives you an idea of the measures being taken right across the country. All of these public events which you would normally have for the Chinese New Year, many of them are being called off. No temple fairs in Beijing. In Guangdong, all the cinemas have been closed for all of the Spring Festival. In Shanghai, Disneyland closed. In the area around Wuhan, many more cities are now following that city's lead, shutting down all of their public transport, coming in and out of those cities, and also within the cities themselves, transport being shut down. And these are pretty drastic measures, not to fix this problem, but to try and slow the spread of the disease, to bring it under control.
Before we end the Kopala TV main news, we recap on today's headlines. Malaria cases on the Copper Belt rise. Stakeholders call for an increased awareness on cancer. Civil society grouping accuses mine unions of not ably representing miners. And HH denies owning land in controversial Lusaka Forest number 27. Thank you for watching the Kopala TV main news. My name is Wabula Musongole, and God bless.
Thank you.